Hi, everyone. Welcome to Community Fit Dynamic. Today, Thursday, just wanted to pop on real quick and say hello. I am going to have to jump off our call a little bit early. Of course, Raymond will be here if you have any technical questions or concerns, and James is here with us live today if you want to chat with him after class. But have a wonderful class, and we look forward also to seeing you tomorrow for Reset and Restore. And I am going to do half the class, and then I got to head out. So anyway, enjoy. I'll see you guys soon.
Welcome everybody to another Community Fit. That was kind of a clunky get down, but you know, it is what it is. Welcome to another Community Fit, and in particular, another MoveLab dynamic class with me, James. Welcome. If you are brand new to MoveLab, you have nothing to worry about because this is the movement class where there is absolutely no wrong way to move. There are no bad choices. They're simply options, things that work well for your body, decisions you make throughout that are true for you and your experience. Long-winded way of saying, like, if there's something you don't like, just don't do it. If there's a way of sitting, of moving, if something isn't working for you, shift it, change it, play. That's sort of what MoveLab is about, is equipping you with enough self-trust, enough discernment to decide what are good ways for you to move and what's not for you today or in the very near future. So, as always, we're going to get started with some breath work. We're going to move right into some of our nervous system toolkit or reset tools because that will be important. And then we're going to get into play today. Today, we're going to play with spinal articulations, a lot of that. A lot of what, I mean, probably the most common language used out there is cat-cow shapes, but really undulations, movement of the spine. In fact, before we even get started, I want you to just, with your eyes open or closed, think about your spine. Maybe even embody your spine. What comes up for you? Like, what feels important as you notice your spine? And I'm being very clear. I didn't say back. I didn't say discs per se. It's like, what comes up for you? Here's what I think of. I think of all of the joints of the spine, from your tailbone to your sacrum, to your low back, to your rib spine, up to your neck spine, and even your head on top of your spine. All of those little joints and the ways that they move forward and back, side to side, kind of circulate around each other, how they protect my central nervous system, how my central nervous system is so entangled within that by moving that spine, I'm decreasing my stress, I'm improving flexibility, and also if my spine isn't moving well, I'm not just defaulting to the idea that there's something wrong with the bones and the muscles, but also that maybe that is my body's way of saying that I'm holding on to a lot of stress and tension. And if you discover that today, make sure you join us tomorrow for Reset and Restore, because we got plenty of options around that. But for today, we're just playing with spinal articulations in a number of different ways. So, like I said, let's get started with some breath work, into some nervous system tools that you can use if you find something that activates you today, and then into play. So, getting started. Let's do a little bit of rotational breath for today. That will help to loosen up some nuts and bolts. So, starting off, inhale, exhale. Inhale like a normal human being, exhale like a normal human being. Meaning, however you do it, you do it. Inhale, exhale. Now, if you find that's enough, do that. Or take your hands, take your body, twist to one side, and take a normal human being breath there. Exhale, come to center. Use your whole body to twist to the other side. Inhale while you're back here. Exhale to center. Now, if that's enough for you, keep doing that. Or inhale, exhale, twist more. Hold, do an inhale. Exhale to center. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, twist more. Inhale while you're here. Exhale to center. Shake it off. Take your left hand, place it towards the floor and kind of lean over into that. You've now got a long side and a short side. We're going to inhale and breathe into the long side. You may even want to take the long arm and stretch. Do a breath. Exhale. Other side. Continue to do that, or breathe. Exhale, go more. Hold for another inhale. Exhale, center. Other side. Shake it all out. From there, right into some orientation practice, just looking around your room. Letting your eyes intake whatever is in the room. In a really objective way, meaning you're just naming the things in the room. There's a ball, there's a chair, there's a mirror, there's a plant, and a door. Versus adding in qualities like a plant that needs watering or a mess over there. Just intaking the room. From there, we're going to end the nervous system reset work with just some shaking. So maybe it's just my hands, maybe it's my arms and my hands, maybe it's my whole body and I go forward and I go back. It's like I'm literally shaking off the stress, the tension. I let my legs shake. Good. Then place your hands on your legs. Imagine your hands they're now paintbrushes and they have now been dipped into your favorite color of the day. And you're going to stretch by painting your legs and coming back up. Stretch by painting your legs and coming back up. Stretch by painting your legs, back up. For 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Sitting. Either like a crisscross style or fire log where one leg is in front of the other, or even feet together, knees open. Some version of this sitting style works well. Hands are going to go on the front of the knees, and I'm going to use my whole body, arms included, to go into spinal extension. We're going to talk about it in a number of different ways. They will all lead us to the same place. And then I'm going to use my arms and my whole body to go into spinal flexion. I have extension and I have flexion. Those are the base of what we're working with today. Extension, flexion, commonly called the shape of the cow, the shape of the cat. It's like a cow's dipped back if I was on hands and knees. And if I were on hands and knees, a scared cat back. I also think of it as like I want my spine to relax into support behind me. And then as if someone was to run an ice cube up my back and how I want to kind of move away from that. Or like someone wants to poke my belly and an ice cube. Just moving through these. And I think first thing to notice would be which one of your spinal joints, which one or two, what area moves the most? Which one or two are more reluctant to move? And you can get real specific if you know the anatomy, kind of go, well, that's like an L3 area that doesn't want to move, and a T12 area that really wants to move. Or you could be just more normal and routine about it. Like, oh, look, my low back is a little more reluctant, and my neck wants to move a whole lot, or vice versa. We're sort of just taking an inventory of where am I moving a lot, where am I not moving a lot, so that you're not surprised as we go when we find areas that want to move more or move less, both of which could create issues, problems, discomfort as we explore and play today. And the more you begin to embody and understand and become aware of those areas, the less surprised and shocked you are down the road, and the better choices you can make about your movement practice. Forward and back, forward and back. Then, side to side. This is different than our seaweed spine that we normally do. What this is imagining my head and my tailbone go to the same side. So it's a lateral flexion, and then back up, and then lateral flexion. Where seaweed spine is more just relaxed side to side. This is, my spine is in the letter I, and then it becomes letter C to the side, as if the head and my left head, and this is my left hip, are really trying to touch each other. And then they're really trying to touch each other. Which portions of your spine are more willing to move, and which ones are less willing to move? Side to side. Now, if I add that all together, that becomes circles. I can go forward, to the side, to the back, to the other side, forward, side bend, cat, side bend, cow, side. And then get a little less specific. Now, what ends up happening here for so many people is their riding reflex takes place. And we sort of get like a hula hoop action, and that's great. I love hula hoops. It's just not what we're doing right now. What we're doing is getting the entirety of our spine to move, including neck spine. So if your horizon line isn't shifting and changing, that might be an indicator that the neck spine is a little more reluctant to move, which may be just exactly where you need to be today. Remember, there are no right or wrong choices. This is just an invitation to become more aware of the choices your body is making. Good. And then relax. Now, these are foundational movement practices to come back to, and I wanted to place these here because we're going to spend a lot, like the rest of the time, on hands and knees. And there's not going to be much of a break for that. And I know that sometimes knees, feet, wrists become problematic. So rather than like spending 5 minutes not doing something, come back to one of these and go back to this. From there, hands and knees. Decide which foot position works best. I'm going to do the tucked toes because my feet feel like they need a little stretch today. You might be better with a pointed. Figure it out. Helpful tip with your hands, push your fingertips down into the ground like little gecko fingers or little clawed fingers. It will help support the wrists. From there, I go into my cat and I go into my cow. And I go into my cat and I go into my cow. And I go into my cat and I go into my cow. Now from there, imagine that you're going to do cat and cow from very middle of the back. So maybe where your ribs end. That's the first area to move. And it's the first area to move out of it. It's the first area to move up into cat and down into cow. Now, notice, what is the motion of my tailbone? What's the motion of my neck spine? What moves well? What is more reluctant? Then pick something else. Maybe it's my tailbone spine that goes first, meaning my head spine goes last. Tailbone spine goes first. Head goes last. Tail first. Tail first. Changing your mind. Head and neck spine first. Head and neck spine first. Head and neck first. Head and neck first. Good. Relax. Take your head, twist it to the left, look for your left hip. Then the right. Let your tail and your hip look for your face. We're back into that side bend situation. And if that feels good, you can make it circular. Are your head and neck spine and tailbone spines moving? Are all of the pieces moving? Do you at some point go into side bend, flexion, extension, and side bend on the other side? And then reverse. And relax. Find your center. Give it a little bit of a break. You may need to go into a breathing practice there. You may now realize like, oh, I've got some vertigo-y feelings going on. Those are indicators that maybe it's too much, too fast, too soon. Maybe you need to titrate back a little bit. You have option 1 to turn back to, the seated version. This is option 2. If things get too difficult, you can come back to this. From there, I'm going to stretch my arms forward. I'm going to go down. And I'm going to walk my hands even more forward. Take a little bit of a stretch through the shoulders. I'm going to drop my tail and my head towards the floor. As I go forward to hands and knees, I'm going to keep head and tail tucked. And then I'm going to go back. Head, tail tucked. Head, tail tucked. Head, tail tucked. If you're not feeling your abs as you go forward, head and tail can probably tuck more. There is likely a lot of ab work available to you here. Now, stay there or stay tucked. Go forward. How far forward can you go staying tucked? Back, tucked. Forward, tucked. Back, tucked. Here, that ab work that is available to you increases exponentially. Because your body wants to go into the shape of the cow, you're just stopping it. Forcing that low back to be rounded to the best of your ability today. 2 more. Keep doing that, or go forward, shape of the cow, stretch forward. Shape of the cat, find the cat before you travel backwards. Again, get as far forward as you can, and then open up. Find the tuck, that roundedness, and go back. One more. Come back, stretch. Walk both hands to the left. Look for your own tail on the left. We're in that side bend again. Hold, Stay rounded, come up, move towards your hands. You should have a long right side, a short left side, and much of a tuck as you can get. And then back. Again. I feel an awful lot of my left ab here as I go through that. And a great big stretch on the right side. 2 more. 1 more. Other side. It's like an upside down sit-up, like contracted holding sit-up. Stretch, travel. One more. And relax. Walk your hands back to center. Take a moment, sink down. You're likely more flexible now. From there, hold. Keep your hands down. Keep your elbows wide, your shoulder blades wide, your collarbone wide. Make your eyes look forward for the edge of the mat. Make your eyes look forward towards the floorboard in front of you. Keep your chest as low as you can. And yeah, that's a lot of back and neck work. And then back down. My eyes look for my eyebrows, look for the edge of the mat, look for the floorboard. I'm low, low, low. Back down. Again. Back down. 1 more of those. And then I'm going to have you watch something. This whole sequence is inspired by a what in Pilates world would be called a Pilates elder, someone who's now passed on, but was one of the originators of Pilates. This comes from the work of Kathy Stanford Grant, a lot of this, and is for either directly or is inspired. What I want you to think of, she was used a lot of cat imagery. Whether you like cats or not, we all know what it looks like when a cat stalks something. That is the inspiration for this next movement. So before you do, watch. We are looking forward. Here we are. We're going to stay low and come forward. Notice how my tail is up. And then we're going to move back. Stay low. It's like the cat notices the bird. Comes closer to the bird. We're going to do that a few times. And then we're going to go so low, we come forward and then up. And then we're going to go back and back. Ready? We got a handful of these. We're going low. We're going to look for the bird. We slowly approach the bird. The bird starts to fly, and then we come back. We look forward. We stop. Tail is high. And then we go back. I feel an awful lot on the back muscle as I do this. It's like all along that spine, muscles are active. I go forward. This time I can continue to do that, or I go so far forward, I try to get the bird. I didn't get it, I gotta go back. 3 more of whatever it is that works best for your body there. One more. Give it a rest. Maybe you need to do some undulations here. Forward, back motions. Maybe yours is side to side. Maybe yours is in the shape of a hula hoop. Like, what does your spine, your body need right now? From there, back to hands and knees, toes tucked. I try to lift one knee, I set it back down. The other knee, I set it back down. One, the other. Notice that as I do that, I'm not catting and cowing. I've done an awful lot of that. I'm somewhere in between, holding neutral. Now, if that works for you, I can do both. Less is more here. We're not here. We're 2 or 3 inches. 2 or 3 inches. Now, keep doing that, or go into some cat-cows, and maybe even get exploratory. Where am I leading from? Am I in side bend? Am I in undulation? Is it my head? Is it my tail? What is the flexion, extension, side bend? What is the motion of my spine that feels most like it wants to emerge right now? What shapes do I want to make? Now, continue to do that, or one knee comes off. Can that knee hover perfectly still as my spine moves? How about the other knee instead? How about both knees? Can they hover? And can my spine still move without my knees moving? And rest. What's the reset tool you need right now? Let's take that and upskill it just a bit. Toes tucked, here we are. As I drop my heels backwards, I push down with my arms. Push with my arms, drop my heels backwards. Decelerate. Drop my heels backwards, push with my arms. Decelerate. Drop and push. One more. As we do a few more, you can just do that, or can you liberate your spine to move as it would like? And drop. And then down. Again, you can think cat-cows. You can think side to side, seaweed spine, hula hoop, whatever it is. Do a few more. As you drop your heels, can you get your spine to move? The answer may be no today, and that's fine. Then, drop your heels. Take the shape of the cat. Stay in cat. Come forward into your plank, and then into a neutral spine. Cat to go backwards. Cat to go forward. Cat. 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 Knees down. Rest. How'd that go? Often we'll find that the areas that were sticky at the beginning are reluctant to move now. There's more pressure. Stakes are higher. Weight is more. Things are harder. So If you found that your neck spine didn't want to move, your low back spine, whatever it is, pay attention to that and continue to go through that. Or follow me and we'll add in some extension. Cat, neutral, extension, but my legs are strong. I'm not just dropping down. Cat. Cat, neutral, extension. Two more. Knees. Rest. How'd that go? What feels important to practice as you move forward in this? What's something you'll revisit? In the meantime, put your hands on your heart. Take a nice deep inhale into your own heart. Tell yourself thank you for showing up. Take a look at your room, especially the floor. Active participant with you today. Tell your floor, your space, thank you. And thank you for inviting us into your community and being a part of ours. I'll stick around for some questions and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone. No questions. Very good. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate that. Okay, everyone. No questions. We'll see you soon. Bye, Raymond. Thank you. Oh, it looks like we got something here. Oh, we got just a thank you. Perfect. Bye, everyone.